Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Mic check 1 2. And good afternoon and welcome inside Nobby's Ballpark, home of your 2025 UAA champion, Case Western Reserve University Spartans, as Case Western Reserve University will be back in action today at home for a non-conference matchup. The Spartans will be taking on Baldwin Wallace. Case Western Reserve ranked 17th in the country in the latest poll released earlier today. They are 25-12-1 on the season. Baldwin Wallace comes in at 23-12 overall. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Schwartz, bringing you play-by-play coverage of today's game between the Spartans and the Yellow Jackets, the second of two meetings this season between the two teams after they faced each other down in Lexington, South Carolina. Of course, travel halfway across the country to go play a team that's located right down the block from you. But the two teams met in warmer weather in March down in Lexington, and Case Western Reserve came away with an 8-3 win in that game, and we'll see if the Spartans can follow up similarly here today on a day where Case Western Reserve, certainly trying to play to keep their MPI up, continue to be in a position to potentially host this year. They'll need to put off some strong performances in their final two games to certainly keep pace with that. But that being said, the Spartans certainly in a strong spot and have already clinched a spot in the NCAA postseason, the first team in Division III to earn a postseason spot. They did that earlier, actually over the weekend against Brandeis. And so the Spartans will play this game not necessarily with nothing to play for, but certainly with a little pressure off their backs after a lot of really high-pressure UAA weekends leading up to this one. Let's go ahead and get you starting lineups for the two teams, beginning with Baldwin Wallace. Leading off will be Joey Marasek, the left fielder. He'll be followed by Justin Carinci. Dennis Rittlinger-Nyrider, the center fielder, hits third, and then Colin West, the DH, in the fourth spot. No English playing third base and batting fifth. Matt Terzola, the shortstop, bats sixth. Grant Mitchell playing second and batting seventh. Harrison Johnson playing first and hitting eighth, and then Eric Cood is catching and batting ninth. Matt Mascarino will be on the mound. We'll tell you more about him when he takes the hill in the bottom of the inning. For the Spartans defensively in this one, at first base today is Tyler Stilson. The second baseman is Franco Alonso. Over at short is Nate Arterburn, and the third baseman is Zach Carinci. In the outfield, left fielder is Jay Smith. Center fielder today is Matt Trout, who's homered in back-to-back games. And over at in right field is Nick Harms. Doing the catching, Jack Anderson. And on the mound today will be the first year out of Alpharetta, Georgia, Ayush Shetty, the right-handed pitcher, making his second start of the season, his 11th appearance overall. He's looked good as of late. A 3.71 ERA overall for him, no record. In his 17 innings of work, he has struck out 21, walked just 10. Opponents hitting 158 against him, and typically for Shetty, when he is working in the strike zone, he can be very effective. He'll start things off here against Marasek, who hits that in the air, deep towards the gap in left center field. Over is Trout, and one pitch, one out, as Trout, patrolling center field today for the Spartans, gets the out to get a quick one retired here. And one up, one down on one pitch for Shetty, who will now face Justin Carinci, the right fielder. Carinci, not to be confused with Zach Carinci, the Spartans' third baseman. Carinci hitting at .355, one home run, 11 RBIs, and takes a called strike as the count goes to 0-1 on Carinci. And it hit him. So Carinci didn't move much to get out of the way of that one, but it'll go as a hit batter. That is the fourth batter Shetty has hit this year. Came with the slider, and that just hung inside. And so now a dangerous hitter, and the lefty, Dennis Rittlinger-Nyrider, will be coming to the plate. Rittlinger-Nyrider, the name to the D3 baseball team of the week this week. That one grounded off of Shetty into no man's land. He scoops it, throws, and in time to get the out. Nice job to stay with that one by Shetty. And Matt Englander's going to come out and make sure he's okay here. So goes a 1-3 put out. That was a good job to stay with that one by Shetty. Looks like he'll be okay. We'll see if he wants to get a warm-up. It looks like he will get a couple of warm-ups here that will take place under the close watch of Matt Englander to make sure that his first-year pitcher is okay. Shetty has looked really good lately. His last few outings have just been very solid. He struck out 11 batters over his last 4 1/3 innings of work. Which, again, just extremely impressive. 6 strikeouts in his last outing against Brandeis. He went 2 1/3 innings in that game. Gave up a run on 2 hits and a walk, struck out 6. Before that, faced 5 batters against NYU, retired them all, struck out 4. First pitch on the way now, the cleanup hitter. That's West, hits it in the air, left center field. Jay Smith back and puts it away. And a very aggressive first inning there for Baldwin Wallace, and a very quick first inning for Ayush Shetty, who hits a batter but works around it. And we will move along into the bottom of the first with the Spartans and the Baldwin Wallace all even. Without further ado, let's get you the batting order for Case Western Reserve. It'll be Jack Anderson leading things off and catching. The right fielder Nick Harms hits second. Dane Camphausen, the designated hitter today, will hit third. And Tyler Stilson playing first and batting cleanup. In the 5 spot, Franco Alonso playing second base. The third baseman, Zach Carinci, hits 6th. Matt Trout playing center field and batting 7th. Jay Smith, the left fielder, in the 8th spot today, and Nate Arterburn playing short and will bat 9th for the Spartans. Defensively for Baldwin Wallace, first baseman is Harrison Johnson. Second baseman, Grant Mitchell. The shortstop is Matt Terzola, and at third is Noah English. At third base, in the outfield, Joey Marisek is in left. Center fielder is Dennis Rittlinger Nyrider, and the right fielder is Justin Carinci. Doing the catching is Eric Coot, and on the mound is Matt Mascarino. Mascarino coming off of, had a great season for Baldwin Wallace. 2-1 with a 1.84 ERA. He's made 8 total appearances, including 3 starts. That's been for a total of 29 1/3 innings. He has yielded just 22 hits in that stretch for a 200 batting average, and he's walked just 8 batters while striking out 23. He's given up 14 runs, just 6 of them earned. That includes 7 unearned runs in his last outing against Otterbein. That was about 9 days ago when he took the loss in that one, went 4 innings, gave up 8 runs, only 1 of them earned on 7 hits, struck out 1, did not walk a batter. And we'll see what he could do here against a red-hot Spartan lineup led off here by the UAA Player of the Week, Jack Anderson. Jack reached base in 18 of his 22 plate appearances last weekend. I believe an .818 on base percentage last week at Brandeis for Jack Anderson, who's now hitting at .377 on the year with 4 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Takes that in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Last week felt like the first weekend where really all of the Spartan bats were firing at the same time, and the results were impressive. Slider that catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. Nice pitch there from Mascarino. Jack Anderson up to 289 hits. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Mascarino, maybe a little bit of a run on that pitch, catches that outside corner. And there's 1 gone, bases empty for Nick Harms. Harms hitting at .392, a team high on the season. 10 home runs, 46 RBIs. And takes a big swing and a miss at the first pitch there. It's 0-1. Harms had 2 home runs when these two teams faced each other last time. I believe both coming against starting pitcher Patrick Straub. And there's a called strike. Led her high and on the inner portion of the plate. 90 miles an hour there from Mascarino, who's ahead in the count 0-2. And Harms reaches for that one, pops it up, fouling out of play, and the count stays at 0-2 on the Spartans' right fielder. Harms yesterday was awarded the David Hutter Male Athlete of the Year Award. The Department Award is that one head in the air towards the gap, right center field, and that'll be down for extra bases. Harms turns the corner at first, still pulling to second, standing up with a double. And a nice job there by Nick Harms, just reach down, get the bat on a ball that was well down and out. Looked like maybe a change up there from Mascarino, and Harms just stayed with it and pulled it into the gap. And he will be in scoring position now for Dane Camphausen, who stayed hot over the weekend. Camphausen hit 4 more home runs against Brandeis, a pair of 2 home run games. He now has 15 home runs on the season. That broke his own program record of 13 set last year. He awaits the first pitch here and fouls it back. 0-1. Dane hitting at .370 overall in the campaign. He's driven in a team-high 52 runs, and that comes despite the fact that he missed 6 games and was hobbled by an injury as well once he came back. But he has been so hot for the other portion of the season, both the start and then when he came back from, the injury the last 2 or 3 weeks. So looking at Camphausen's numbers, it's undisputably one of the best seasons in program history. Pickoff attempt to second. Harms gets the hand back in. The 0-2 on the way to Camphausen, and swings and foul tips it back, and the count stays at 0-2. And that misses outside. Good movement on that fastball. Just stayed a little bit above the strike zone. Might be setting up another pitch here now, 1-2. You could try to waste either the slider away here maybe. Hung it over the plate a little bit too much. I think Mascarino there, who came with the slider, was trying to break that off the outside corner. It stayed over the heart of the plate, but Camphausen fouled it off. Now the 1-2 on the way again. Harms dancing off the bag. Now the pitch, and it stays up high. Fastball at 90 that time, well above the strike zone. And it's a 2-2 count on Camphausen. Two. And Camphausen holds on that one. They check with the umpire in the field, and indeed, Camphausen held up, so the count stays at 3-2. And they'll look the runner back. Jeffrey Clifford, the home plate umpire today. Eric Dickey in the field. Three-two to Camphausen. And a swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 3. 91 mile an hour heat below the strike zone. Camphausen went fishing and comes up empty. And now with 2 gone, that'll bring Tyler Stilson to the plate. Well, Stilson's coming off one of the best games of his collegiate career. Hit 2 home runs against Brandeis, drove in 6 runs. Has a chance here to give the Spartans the lead, but 2 outs and a runner at second. Make that third as that ticks off the catcher's glove. And moving up to third base on a pass ball is Nick Harms. So Harms down 90 feet away. That one swung on. High chopper towards short. Throw to first is just in time. A step ahead of Stilson. And that ends the inning. So Harms left stranded at third, and we'll go to the second inning. Scoreless here between the Spartans and the Yellow Jackets for Baldwin Wallace. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 in their order. English, Terzola, and Mitchell due up when we return. No English set to lead things off here for Baldwin Wallace in our game today. As that one hit in the air deep towards left field, back of the wall, and that is gone. First pitch swinging to start the inning off, and Noah English deposits one over the wall in left field. That is his first home run of the season. And Baldwin Wallace jumps out to the lead. It is 1-0. So English, the senior from Perrysburg, puts his team on the board here. After a quick first inning, Shetty allows a home run. As you can see, Baldwin Wallace very aggressive early on here as Matt Terzola, the shortstop, steps in. He'll square to bunt and bunts it foul. It's 0-1. And first home run of the season for English. That one grounded through the hole, base hit. So Terzola, 233 hitter on the season. Singles through the right side of the infield, and there's a runner on. Just the second career home run for English, who hit one last season. And now there'll be a runner on. And the batter at the plate will be the lefty, Grant Mitchell. Actually, Mitchell, a switch hitter. So Shetty in some trouble. Gets a swing and a miss, though, in the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Down low, 1-1. Mitchell with a runner at first, nobody out. A run in already in the inning for Baldwin Wallace is the 76-mile-an-hour changeup catches for a strike. It's 1-2. One, two from Shetty. Ground ball, shortstop. Arterburn there to second for one. Alonso to first. Throw is offline. It'll go all the way to the backstop. And not advancing on the play is Mitchell. So that'll go as a fielder's choice to short. Nice play at short by Arterburn to really get behind that ball and make a good throw to second base. Turning double plays has been a bit of an issue at times this season for the Spartans, and we see them there again struggling. That's when they, probably looking back on it, should have turned, although, again, won't go as an error on the books or anything like that. It's a called strike to start off the at-bat against Harrison Johnson, the left-handed hitting first baseman. In the dirt, 1-1. Johnson hitting .268 on the season. He's got 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Johnson in the lineup for Mally Kilbane, who is not playing for Baldwin Wallace. He was one of the better hitters on this team. We saw him hit the ball real well down in South Carolina when both teams were down there. And, in fact, is the team's leading hitter this season. He's batting at .398 with 3 home runs and 30 runs batted in. That ball skied in the air, shallow center, long run in for Trout. Still coming in, but he'll make the catch. And we'll hold on to it there. Came up throwing. He might have had a play at first base there.
Up to bat, catcher number 16, Eric Good.
Now the batter is the catcher, Eric Cood, who takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Cood hitting a .184 on the season. No home runs, 8 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball, first base side, fair ball over the head of a leaping Tyler Stilson. Going to third on the play is Mitchell. Cood pulls into second. It's a double for Cood. And it'll be second and third with 2 away. Tough luck double there, as that was an old Baltimore chop.
Left fielder number 45, Joey Marasek.
Taken outside for a ball, 1-0. So back to the top of the order. Joey Marasek will be the batter. Marasek flew out to center field in his first at bat. RBI chance for him here. Line drive right at Franco Alonso. 99-mile-an-hour screamer off the bat from Marasek, but Alonso in the right spot, and that'll end the inning. Baldwin Wallace gets a run on a solo home run by Noah English, and we'll move along into the bottom of the second. Alonso, Carinci, and Trout due up for the Spartans, trying to get back even in this one when we return. Franco Alonso coming to the plate for the Spartans. Alonso hitting at 348 on the season. Graduate student from Pasadena, California, awaits the first pitch, and he lines it into right field for a base hit. So first pitch swinging, Franco Alonso gets on, representing the potential game-tying run. And that'll bring Zach Carinci to the plate. Carinci just a different hitter than who we saw the last time the Spartans played Baldwin Wallace. Zach Carinci went 0 for 4 with a strikeout in that game. But he has picked it up since. He lines that one down the line and right, but foul, and it's on 1 on Carinci, who's hitting at 306 on the season now. At that point in the season, it looked like Zach Carinci was not going to get another hit. I mean, he was really struggling at the plate, not getting any power behind anything he made contact with. And, you know, really the turning point for him came a couple days after these two teams played each other, as that one's lined down the line and left, and that'll get down for a base hit. With the runner going, they will hold the runner Alonso at third. Carinci comes sliding into second with a double. And the Spartans have the game-tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run at second after Carinci's double. That is his 8th double of the year. So second and third, nobody out for Matt Trout, who's red hot at the plate. 2 home runs in his last 2 games. Trout now hitting at 278 on the year, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in for Trout, and a chance to add to that RBI total here with 2 on. With the junior from Northeast Maryland who fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. St. Elizabeth High School for Trout as he takes that outside, 1-1. Two and one. Big difference for Trout has been pitch selection. He has been significantly better this season compared to others in terms of recognizing pitches, recognizing what pitches to go after. That time goes chasing one in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-2. Now the 2-2 on the way to Trout with nobody out and 2 in scoring position. Mascarino misses outside with that pitch. And the count full, 3-2. So Mascarino now up to 26 pitches here with nobody out in the second. And that stays up high, ball 4, and that will load the bases for Jay Smith. So Smith, who's getting the start today in left field, will have an early RBI opportunity. On the season, Smith with the bases loaded, 2 for 6, 2 hits and 6 at-bats for a .333 average. He's hitting at .322 overall, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 16 runs batted in. First pitch, and he swings, grounds that one softly to second. They'll go to second base for 1. That'll be all they'll get. And the tying run comes in, an RBI ground out by Jay Smith, and we are all even. The score is 1 apiece. So Trout out on the play. Alonso scores. Carinci moves up to third. So runners on the corners and 1 away for Nate Arterburn. Arterburn has been swinging a real good bat lately. He started all 38 games for the Spartans, hitting a .271 on the year with 23 runs batted in. He squares the bunt here, gets that one out to the pitcher, and he'll make the play at first for the out. So Arterburn out on the play. And it'll be second and third with 2 away. Looked like a safety squeeze there for the Spartans with Carinci at third. And he held up on the bunt, realizing it was not going to be far enough away from the pitcher for him to score. Great job by Mascarino to get a glove on it. And now it's up to Jack Anderson with runners on second and third. And he takes the first pitch fastball down and in, 1-0. Anderson struck out to lead the game off. 2-0. Chopper to third. Long throw, but right on target. And that will end the inning. So Anderson retired, but the Spartans even the score. And we will move along into the third. It's 1-1. Coming up this inning for Baldwin Wallace, 2, 3, and 4. Carinci, Rittlinger, Nyrider, and West due up when we return. Each team scoring a run in the second inning, and we're all even at a run apiece. Spartans certainly were hoping for more. Both teams really were. The Spartans loaded the bases with nobody out. Only able to bring across a run. Baldwin Wallace last inning had runners at second and third and 2 away. As Justin Carinci will be the batter. Carinci was hit by a pitch his last time up against Ayush Shetty. Shetty will begin his third inning of work for the Spartans. And the breaking ball misses outside. Curveball there brings the count to 1-0. That ball hit in the air deep towards left field, going back, and it is gone. For the second inning in a row, a leadoff home run, this time by Justin Carinci, his second of the season. And Baldwin Wallace regains the lead. It's 2-1. So that is the second time that has happened to Shetty, where he has given up a home run to the first batter of the inning. This time it's Carinci. And there'll be one away now. Or pardon me, nobody out. A 2-1 Baldwin Wallace lead. And the center fielder, Dennis Rittlinger Nyrider, will step up to bat. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Actually hit one off of Shetty's leg as he takes that for a called strike, 0-1. Shetty did a nice job staying with it and retiring Nyrider at first base. Down and in, 1-1. Up high, 2-1. Two and two. That one's called a strike. Changeup right down the middle, cut. Rittlinger, Nyrider off guard. Outside, 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball's in the dirt, so Anderson will complete the play at first. That'll be the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the day for Shetty. Spartans should have most of their top bullpen options available today. Between Oliver Miller, Archer Stankowski. Not sure if Zach Barnes is available today. So if needed, certainly they could go to the bullpen early here, as that's taken up high by Colin West. It's 2-0. West 0 for 1, flew out to left field in his first at bat. Outside, ball 3. Shetty has been hanging a couple of his pitches today, and I think that's when he's gotten hurt a bit. .30 now. And a called strike on the inside corner, an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, I believe. 3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Well, the Spartans' bats have shown that if the starting pitcher can at least keep them in the game, usually the Case Western reserve bats will be heard from at some point. Fouled back. So we'll stay at 3-2. Really, if you're a pitcher for the Spartans, you just have to try to avoid the big innings. If you give up a run here, a run there, again, that's normally something that this team can overcome. That's popped up, foul, and out of play. Nice crowd in attendance for today's game. That ball in the air, softly over to short, picked up on a hop, throw to first, is off target, and safe at first, and now moving up to second on the error is West. So that'll be a single and an error. I'll put a runner at second with one away. So fifth hit of the game for Baldwin Wallace on the infield single by West. He's now standing at second, a chance to add to the lead for the Yellow Jackets. With the 5-hitter Noah English at the plate. English hit a solo home run his last time up, swinging the first pitch from Shetty. Here he takes the first pitch for a ball. Bullpen is up and going for the Spartans early, as that one's fouled back right in our direction. And that is Zach Barnes up and throwing for the Spartans. So Barnes apparently is available today, so we'll see if Zach checks into this game at some point. Swing and a miss as Shetty loses his hat. There's been a nice little gusty breeze out there today, blowing out towards left center. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Spartans again in the NCAA tournament, but that doesn't mean this game is meaningless. The team is trying to put a lock on a potential opportunity to host as well. That ball line, center field coming in is Trout. He slides and on one knee makes the catch. Well, having Matt Trout out there, this is one of your better defensive alignments in the outfield with Trout in center, Harms in right. And, of course, Jay Smith in left, or Logan Andraco as well out there. It's a pretty good defensive outfield, but now that Trout's swinging the bat a little bit better, if you could play him in center field, that really strengthens your defense. And you see there, he just did a fantastic job gaining that ball for the second out. So 2 gone now. As that pitch in the dirt to the shortstop, Terzola. 1-0 the count. Matt Terzola singled in his last at-bat. Now hitting at .243 on the season. In the air, down the first base side. Stilson giving chase, reaches over his shoulder and makes the catch. Nice job there by Stilson, who had to battle a pretty gusty wind to pull that one in on a tough ball. You typically see first basemen struggle going over the shoulder on those pop-ups down the line to make that catch, but Stilson handled it perfectly. Looked like a wide receiver going out on a fly pattern there. That'll end the inning. Baldwin Wallace takes the lead back on another solo home run, but the Spartans will send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate in the third, looking to even the score again. It'll be Harms, Camphausen, and Stilson due up when we return. Nick Harms leading the inning off for the Spartans. Takes the first pitch outside for ball one. 1-0 Nick. Hitting at .396 on the season. Hit his 14th double of the year back in the first inning. Takes that pitch down low. And it's 2-0. Slider there from Mascarino. It was allowed 1 run on 3 hits in his first 2 innings of work. It's a swing and a miss. And it's a 2-1 count on Harms. Good velocity on that fastball by Mascarino, the sophomore, who's emerged as a very reliable arm for this Baldwin Wallace team as the season has gone on. Mascarino, a right-hander from Strongsville. That one grounded hard down the first base line, but a diving catch made, and taking it to the bag for the out is Harrison Johnson for the out. And that will retire the first batter of the inning, Nick Harms. So another hard hit ball by Nick Harms, 97 off the bat. And it took a really nice play there down the line by Johnson to put it away for the out. And that'll bring Dane Camphausen to the plate with nobody on and 1 away. Camphausen struck out swinging his first time up. They will pull the shift on Dane here as he chops that one foul. You don't see this very often anymore. You don't see it at all at the major league level. This is illegal in the majors now. But the second baseman is now standing to the third base side of the bag. They'll go 3 defenders on that side, leave the right side open for Dane. You know, Dane not necessarily a true pull hitter, but if he is going to hit it on the ground, there's a real good chance he's going to pull that. And so that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is moving the center fielder for Dane to pull as well, because, again, if Dane's going to pull the ball, there's a real good chance nobody is catching it. That ball hit in the air, deep center field, back at the wall, forget about it. The 16th of the season for Dane Camphausen. 107 off the bat, 474 feet for Dane to straightaway center field. And as I was saying, if Dane's going to pull a ball, you could position your infield or your outfield wherever you want. It's not going to be catchable, and that's what happened there. Number 16 for Camphausen. A monster shot to even the score. And it is 2-2. 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate. And you cannot do that right now to Dane Camphausen. Launch angle was 30 on that one, 30, almost 31 degrees. And again, that is just perfect from Dane. That ball hit up the middle, and it'll be a base hit for Tyler Stilson, first pitch swinging. And he'll take a big turn at first, but retreat. So Dane Camphausen continuing his assault on opposing pitchers. He is just locked in a groove that, you know, what he's done, let's put it this way, what he's done in the last 2 weeks, most Division III players don't do over a career. Just flat out that simple. He has been that good. It's taken down low for a ball by Franco Alonso, who singled in his first at bat. Two and 0 now the count. That ball grounded to third. Could be two if they hurry to second for one. On to first in time. 5-4-3 double play. And that will end the inning. But Dane Camphausen evens the score by himself. A solo blast. 474 feet to center field. And we'll move along into the fourth. 2-2 the score. Each team with 2 runs apiece. Baldwin Wallace will send Mitchell, Johnson, and Cood to the plate when we return. Well, Dane Camphausen even the score in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth in a quick-moving game here, all even, 2 apiece. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Spartans will be Zach Barnes, who takes over. First pitch from Barnes, and it's a called strike, 0-1. So Barnes begins his outing here, looking to turn things around a bit. Barnes was nearly unhittable for a couple weeks there and has run into trouble in his last couple of outings. That one hit in the air towards right center field, and it will drop in for a base hit. Harms cuts it off before it can get in the gap. But Mitchell with a single to start things off against Barnes. And there's a runner on, nobody out for the 8-hitter, Harrison Johnson. First pitch taken down and in. Johnson flew out to center field in his first at bat. And that's popped up foul. 1-1 the count. Let's see if Barnes can reestablish himself a little bit here. The numbers don't indicate how well Barnes has pitched at times this year. He's just been inconsistent right now. Barnes 3-2 on the season through 10 appearances with a pair of saves. He has an ERA of 7.52 in 26 and a third innings. He struck out 28, walked just 6. Opponents hitting .267 against him, and that hits the batter. So on a 1-2 pitch, Johnson is hit. And Barnes, again, who has been in the midst of a little bit of a struggle lately. Trying to settle things in here in a tie game in the 4th inning. That one line drive, base hit into right field. And in center, it's Trout who has it, coming around third, and coming in to score is Mitchell. And Baldwin Wallace, 3 batters into the 4th, retakes the lead again. It's 3-2. Johnson stops at second. Cood with the RBI single, his second hit of the game. And now back to the top of the order, and Joey Marisek will be the batter. Oh, and 1 the count. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Barnes with it. He'll throw to first to get the out. And that will be the first out of the inning. Effectively a sacrifice bunt there for Marisek. And now Justin Carinci will be the batter. Carinci hitting here after homering in his last at bat, his second of the season. And swings and misses, and the count goes to 0-1. Well, Barnes has to try to limit the damage here. Said it before, the Spartans' offense certainly capable of coming back from a 1-run deficit. If you're a pitcher, your goal is to just, keep it at 1 run here in general. Ground ball, third base. Shortstop, Arterburn won't get to it. No one's covering third. And the run comes in to score. It'll be an infield single. And that makes it 4-2 Baldwin Wallace. So second RBI of the day for Carinci. Now bring Dennis Rittlinger-Nyrider to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Runner starts to go. Rittlinger-Nyrider takes a cut as Carinci pauses and retreats to first. Wonder if Carinci's starting to go there. Maybe threw Rittlinger-Nyrider off a little bit on that attempt. Felt like he had a swing at a pitch down low. Instead, he laces that one into left field, and that's down for a base hit. That will score Cood easily. They'll stop the runner at third. That's Carinci who holds there. Pulling it to second with a double is Rittlinger-Nyrider. And it's now 5-2 Baldwin Wallace. So the struggles continuing here for Zach Barnes. He'll find himself eventually here, but just not quite at the form he was at earlier in the year when, again, there was a point where he looked nearly unhittable for about a month. That one grounded. Shortstop, Arterburn with it, looks the runner back, throws to first, and will get it there just in time. Another runner scores as Carinci comes in from third. And it's now a 6-2 lead for Baldwin Wallace. And now with 2 outs, runner at second base for Noah English. Down and out for a ball, 1-0. This is Barnes' second appearance of the season against Baldwin Wallace. He picked up the win in the game last time when 3 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. It has been a different story today, though, for Barnes. He's gotten hit hard here in his first inning of work. Swing and a miss brings the count to 1-1. We're in the top of the fourth, 6-2 Baldwin Wallace. In the air towards the gap, right center field, and that'll get down for extra bases. And to score is Rittlinger Nyrider, pulling into second, turning the corner now, heading for third is English, and English in with a triple. So English, who already had a home run to his name earlier in the game, triples there. He's now halfway to the cycle. And Baldwin Wallace with a 5 spot here so far in the fourth will send their 9th batter of the inning to the plate. It'll be the shortstop, Terzola, who is 1 for 2 in the day. Pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Well, Barnes is an arm that the Spartans are really counting on. Certainly, as this team starts looking forward to a postseason berth, he's a guy that Case Western Reserve is going to rely on. When this team was at its best pitching, a lot of that was due to the effort that Barnes gave them out of the bullpen. Pickoff attempt to third, gets into the outfield. And that'll bring across the 6th run of the inning for Baldwin Wallace. And that will make it 8-2. A 1-2 count on Terzola at the plate. And here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's popped up, foul, and out of play. Count stays at 1-2. Well, the good news if you're the Spartans is this. First of all, early in this game, if you're talking about good news from a micro perspective, certainly plenty of time for this offense to put it in gear and come back in this one. We're only in the top of the fourth, but the other good news is you're going to play John Carroll a single game here on Sunday, and then you'll get a nice long break before the start of the NCAA tournament. And you certainly hope that gives you a little bit of time for maybe some of your arms who've been worked pretty hard this year to get a little rest in, recuperate, and get back to that midseason form they were in. Called strike 3 on the inside corner, and that will end the inning. But 6 runs on 5 hits for the Yellow Jackets, and they take an 8-2 lead over Case Western Reserve in the fourth. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Spartans. Carinci, Trout, and Smith due up when we return. 8-2, Baldwin Wallace leading. Zach Carinci doubled in his first at bat, fouls off the first pitch here from Mascarino, and it is a 0-1 count on the Spartans. Graduate student third baseman. That one chopped high towards third. Going to be a tough play. The throw, and it's in time to get Carinci. Carinci, who runs well, hit one that was a high chopper down that third base side. Noah English, who's having himself a pretty nice day all around, makes a good play there. And a good strong throw across the diamond to get the out, and so there's one gone. Baldwin Wallace sent 9 batters to the plate in the fourth. They scored 6 runs and now lead 8-2 over the Spartans. Late strike call on a pitch right at the letters, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, down and away, 1-1. Big game for Baldwin Wallace. Again, the Yellow Jackets come in at 23-12. Just missed off the outside corner. Pulled hard down that third baseline, but foul. 103 off the bat there from Trout. A hard liner. And swing and a miss. And that will be the second out of the inning. So Mascarino trying for a shutdown inning here after his team put up 6 on the board in the top of the frame. Have a chance to do it here with Jay Smith coming up. Smith an RBI ground out in his first at bat. And breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Line drive to the shortstop and caught. Nice jumping grab by Terzola to end the inning. So that'll end it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. A 1-2-3 inning for the Spartans. We'll move to the 5th. 8-2 Baldwin Wallace. It'll be Mitchell, followed by Johnson and Cood. Bottom of the order, same 3 that led off last inning for Baldwin Wallace when we return. New pitcher on the mound for the Spartans will be Archer Stankowski. We'll look to do some heavy lifting here with the team down 6. Again, the Spartans really have the option to throw whoever they want, at least who's available today. They'll have a full breadth of pitchers to use on Sunday against John Carroll. I would imagine we'll see Quinn Saunders or Tyler Stilson start in that game, probably Quinn. But they will turn here to Archer Stankowski, who is 6-1 on the season with 4.24 ERA. Through 12 appearances, including 3 starts, he's gone 40 1/3 innings. That's the highest among Spartan pitchers this season. He's yielded 40 hits for a .267 average, struck out 33, and walked 20 this year. First pitch misses down low to Mitchell, and it's 1-0. Ground ball, third base. Carinci has it, gets up, throws, and it's in time. Another nice defensive play by Zach Carinci at third. He had a dive to get that one, and whenever you leave your feet as a third baseman, you are working with no margin for error from that point forward to get the out at first. And Carinci, who has been so good defensively this year, makes that play with relative ease for the first out of the inning. So one gone now. Batter is Harrison Johnson, who was hit by a pitch and scored a run his last time up. 0 for 1 in the game with a fly out to center, back in the second as well. We're in the fifth inning, 8-2 Baldwin Wallace. The Yellow Jackets leading after scoring 6 last inning, and that ball hit into right field. It's a base hit. So first hit of the game for Johnson. That's already the 11th hit against Spartan pitching for Baldwin Wallace today. I'll bring up the 9-hitter, Eric Cood. Cood 2 for 2 in the game, a double and an RBI single in his 2 plate appearances. Double play depth in the infield for the Spartans, as that one's fouled back 0-1. In the dirt, nice block by Anderson. 1-1 the count. Foul back, 1-2. The Spartans are kind of in a different position than they're used to being in this time of the year. You know, for Case Western Reserve, even when they've had some of their best seasons and you have a pretty good hunch you're going to get into the tournament this time of the year, they have never been assured anything. So these games have always been extremely important. That's not necessarily the case today, and not to say that this game is meaningless. But the Spartans aren't playing for their tournament life right now. That's already assured. They will move on to the NCAA tournament by winners of the UAA. It's a little bit of a different story for Baldwin Wallace. Again, Case Western Reserve would have been looking good anyway. They're currently 11th in the NPI. That's the ranking system used by the NCAA now. And that system is strictly adhered to in terms of how the NCAA hands out bids inside Takudin. It's 3-2. If you're in the top 23 teams, you are basically guaranteed a berth. And typically, if you're top, somewhere in the mid-30s, there are enough teams ahead of you. So that one ground towards third. Carinci has it. The runner was going, so his only play is at first, and he'll get the out there. Cood retired for the second out of the inning. Johnson moves up to second. And with 2 gone, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Joey Marisek, who is 0 for 2 in the game with a fly out, a line out, and a sacrifice bunt. But, Case Western Reserve 11th right now in the MPI. So already with Case Western Reserve having received the automatic qualifier, as a called strike to Marisek, if you're sitting in the top 24 when all is said and done, you're guaranteed in. Baldwin Wallace, a bit of a different spot. They're currently ranked 63rd in the MPI, and this is a game that could significantly help their chances if they're somehow able to pull off a win. Certainly in good position to do that right now. Of course, Baldwin Wallace still has a chance to receive the automatic qualifier as well through the OAC tournament. The 0-2. Grounder, foul down the first base side. So really it gives you a chance. And listen, Matt Englander's playing these games to win. There's no doubt. But if you're Englander, you can approach these last 2 games maybe a little bit differently than you typically would. And I think potentially if the Spartans did not receive an automatic bid to the tournament, not certainly a knock on Ayush Shetty, who would pitch great so far, but you might have seen someone back on short rest, maybe a Tyler Stilson, maybe a Quinn Saunders today. But you have the luxury now, if you're the Spartans, to not do that, to let those guys get a little bit of a breather if you want. The 0-2. Down and away. Like I said, my guess is we'll see Quinn Saunders on Sunday against John Carroll. Try to give Tyler Stilson a little bit more time off the mound, at least in competitive situations. That one hits softly into shallow center. It's down for a base hit. Rounding the corner at third is Johnson. The throw is up the line, and he'll slide in safely. It's an RBI single for Marisek. His first hit of the game, the 12th hit of the game for Baldwin Wallace. And a 2-out RBI makes it a 9-2 lead for the Yellow Jackets.
Up to bat, right fielder number 3, Justin Carinci.
So 2 away and a runner at first now for Justin Carinci, who has driven in a pair today. He's 2 for 2, a solo home run in the third, and an RBI single in the fourth. That one taken down low, 1-0. Marisek has stolen 16 bases on 17 attempts, and I would imagine the green light for him to take off here is still on, despite the lead for the Spartans, or the lead for his team, as that one's fouled away. Again, a Case Western Reserve team that all you got to do is look at their schedule and the results and look at the scores, and you know that this is a team that can put up some runs in a hurry. And so I would imagine that Baldwin Wallace is not necessarily going to take their foot off the gas pedal here by any means, at least not this early in the game. We're in the 5th inning. It's 9-2 Yellow Jackets. They've jumped all over the Spartans so far. Chance for Stankowski to get out of this inning as his 1-2 on the way. Popped up right field. Harms underneath it. Now taking a few steps in. Puts it away for the out, and that ends it. But Baldwin Wallace adds a run on an RBI single by Joey Marisek with 2 outs, and we'll move to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-2 Baldwin Wallace. Arterburn, Anderson, and Harms due up for the Spartans. 9-1-2 in the order when we come back. First pitch swinging. Arterburn hits a chopper to third, and another nice play there by the third baseman, Noah English, who again is having himself a fantastic day. 5-3 on one pitch. The ground out, that is now 5 straight sat down by Mascarino. And back to the top of the order now is Jack Anderson, who's 0 for 2 today. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it to short. And Terzola throws it on to first. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Well, that'll put Nick Harms in an interesting spot here where you would think, and again, a typical hitter would be taking all the way here first pitch with 2 pitches and 2 outs, but Harms is not your typical hitter. Baldwin Wallace will shift him now. They'll pull the shortstop to the second base side of the bag, and I think the shift makes a little more sense for Harms, who really has not been hitting the ball the other way much this year. He squares to bunt here, pulls it back and takes it down low for a ball, 1-0. And I think Harms happy to at least sell the idea of a bunt, if nothing else, A, to take a pitch, and B, to try to pull the infield back the other way. He takes another one down low, and it's 2-0. Let's see if Harms continues to show bunt. You know, again, a bunt here with Dane Camphausen on deck, even taking the ball out of Nick Harms' hands is not a bad idea. That one, though, hit high in the air, deep towards center field. At the track, looking up, and it is gone. A home run for Nick Harms, 104 off the bat, 408 feet, and despite a jumping attempt in center field by Dennis Rittlinger Nyrider, it is Nick Harms' 11th home run of the season, and the Spartans get a run back. It's now 9-3. So Nick Harms swinging 2-0 after showing bunt on the first two pitches. And he gets the Spartans on the board here in the bottom of the fifth. And now Dane Camphausen cranks one deep to center field, way back, and forget about that one. The third straight two-home run gain for Dane Camphausen, a 443-foot bomb for Dane. And Case Western Reserve on back-to-back solo home runs, back down to a 5-run deficit. It's 9-4. So Camphausen continuing to swat. He now has 17 this season. And Dane just continuing to rake. Now Tyler Stilson, first pitch swinging, grounds it to short. Throw to first in time to get the out, and that'll end the inning. But the Spartans add on 2 runs on solo home runs from Nick Harms and Dane Camphausen. It's now 9-4 as we move along into the 6th. Baldwin Wallace will send the heart of their order to the plate. Rittlinger, Nyrider, and West and English due up when we return. New pitcher on the mound for the Spartans is first-year righty Oliver Miller. With the Spartans down 5, 9-4 the score. Again, the game doesn't feel out of reach yet despite the deficit, but Spartans need some shutdown innings here as Oliver Miller delivers his first pitch and is fouled off by Rittlinger Nyrider, 0-1. Rittlinger Nyrider 1 for 3 in the game, an RBI double in his last at bat. And another one fouled away, 0-2. Miller 3-1 on the season through 11 appearances. He's got a 4.50 ERA. In 22 innings of work, he's given up just 20 hits for a 247 opponent's average, 25 strikeouts and 13 walks. Misses inside with that fastball, and that caught the umpire. Jeffrey Clifford, who is down to a knee. And we'll see if he's okay. And let's see where that caught him. An 87-mile-an-hour fastball there. And he's holding his hand. That might have gone off his hand, it looks like. Well, good news is we're getting a couple laughs from Eric Dickey, the umpire out in the field. And Matt Englander, who's there. The training staff out for the Spartans as well. Yeah, it looks like we'll be okay here. At the very least, Jeffrey Clifford will try to finish this one off here. I guarantee you that'll sting in the morning, but probably stings a little bit right now. Forget about the morning. So 1-2 now the count. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 2-2. First batter, the 6th inning. Rittlinger Nyrider awaits the pitch. And he takes the breaking ball down low, 3-2. Did not miss by much with that one. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball hit hard, but foul down the left field side. Count stays at 3-2. Ground ball, second base, backhanded by Alonso. Throw to first off the back foot, and just a step ahead of the speedy Rittlinger Nyrider, who's coming hard down that baseline for the out. And there's one gone. Always have to be a little bit careful if you're a second baseman in that spot, especially with the left-handed hitter up, a hard hit ball to you, and you have to fade away towards the second base side. You have to make that throw off your back foot, and you got a speedy runner coming off of that left-handed batter's box. Another hard hit ball and a good throw over by Arterburn, dug out nicely by Stilson, and West is retired. Boy, give the Yellow Jackets credit. They are playing hard today. They're running hard down the baselines. Again, this is the game they clearly want to get, and you can understand why. This is a big one for him. Called strike to Noah English, who is halfway to the cycle in the hard half. He's got a home run and a triple so far today. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. He's also been hit by a pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning. And a 1-2-3 inning for Oliver Miller in the 6th. We'll move into the 7th, or pardon me, the bottom of the 6th. There'll be Alonso, Carinci, and Trout for the Spartans when we come back. Franco Alonso leading things off, 1 for 2 in the game, and he'll take a called strike after taking the first pitch for a ball, and the count evens 1-1. Mascherino has looked good today. He's thrown 62 pitches now as he works here in the 6th. Alonso spreads that one down the line, and foul, 1-2. 4 runs today for the Spartans on 7 hits. 3 of those runs coming on solo home runs, 2 from Camphausen, 1 for Harms. That ball hit in the air pretty deep, right center field. Going back, looking up, and it's over the head of the right fielder. Alonso, who's got good speed, thinks about third, but will stop at second with nobody out in the inning. And he's got his second hit of the game for Alonso. That is his 10th double of the year. And the Spartans have the leadoff man on as they continue to try to eat away at this Baldwin Wallace lead, which is now at 5 runs, 9-4 the score. The Yellow Jackets have led by as many as 7. Zach Carinci will be the batter. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out. And swings at that pitch, grounds it through for a base hit. They will send Alonso. No, they'll stop him now. I think in left field, Marisek was trying to draw Alonso into running or trying to score on that one. He kind of slow played it, and Alonso, with nobody out in the inning, plays it safe, rightfully so. And there'll be runners on the corners now with nobody out, and Matt Trout will be the batter. I think Alonso was reading that as a stop at third all the way. Matt Englander might have had other thoughts, but Alonso played it cautiously there as a swing and a miss from Trout brings the count to 0-1. Matt's been on base once. He drew a walk in the second inning, struck out swinging in the 4th, hitting a .270 on the year. Well, when the Spartans have been going good this year, it's been the bottom of the order that's been giving them production. As good as the top of the order is, but typically it's been the bottom of the order that has set up some of those big bats, Anderson, Harms, Camphausen, Stilson. Today, though, the bottom of the order has struggled. Called strike to Trout. Trout, Smith, and Arterburn, the first time through the order, are yet to collect a hit. Trout, the only batter to reach base. He drew a walk. Arterburn has a sac bunt. Smith has an RBI ground out that came with the bases loaded. The runner will go. The throw to second, not in time, and coming in to score on the play is Alonso. Meanwhile, ball at the plate. And it's now a 9-5 game. So again, bit by bit, the Spartans trying to work their way back into this one. And popped up foul and out of play, so Trout staying alive. You know, this Spartan team is certainly capable of overcoming large deficits. We've seen that time and time again over the last few seasons. And a called strike 3. They'll say that one hit the outside corner. And that'll be the first out of the inning as Trout down looking. So I'll bring Jay Smith to the plate with a runner at scoring position. And 1 away. Smith, an RBI today on a fielder's choice. He's also lined out to shortstop. And that one taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Inside fastball, or I should say slider. That was that back foot slider, it looks like, that had Smith swinging over the top of it, and the count's 1-1. But when you find yourself in a game like this, if you're the Spartans, again, not an insurmountable deficit to overcome. That one swung on and missed that, gets away, but a good job by Cood, the catcher, to keep it close enough. You know, you've got to take advantage of these types of situations when you've got a runner in scoring position and less than 2 outs in the inning. These are the spots you have to cash in on, especially when you've got some innings to work with. You just don't want to leave those guys out there. Mascarino now delivers, and Smith tips it. And they will say it's a foul ball. The umpire in the field is going to say it hit the ground, and Smith will get another chance. So the home plate umpire, Jeffrey Clifford, originally said that was caught cleanly, but a good job by the two umpires. And again, out of the field, that's Eric Dickey to say, hey, I saw that. You saw him wave his hands, indicate that that was in the dirt, not caught cleanly by the catcher, and a foul tip instead. And a good job by the umpires to get the call right there. So 1-2 now. Runner goes. That one swung on line to right, and it's caught out there. Heading back to second and getting in ahead of the throw is Carinci. A hard hit ball by Jay Smith, but nothing to show for it except for the second out of the inning. And now 2 gone, and Nate Arterburn will be the batter with the runner in scoring position and 2 away. Again, Carinci has been standing at second base for a while now and hoping to score what would be a key run here. Would get it back to a 3-run game. Nate Arterburn 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a ground out. And he takes that for a called strike, 0-1. Arterburn has had himself a nice sophomore year. Again, the Spartans don't ask a lot for him offensively, and really he's delivered more than they could ask for so far this year. Ground ball hit towards the shortstop. Terzola with it, throws on the run and gets it there in time to get the out. So the Spartans, who get the first 2 runners on, leave a runner stranded at second, but do get a run in the inning. And we will move along into the 7th. It's 9-5. Baldwin Wallace with the lead. Due up this inning for the Yellow Jackets will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Terzola, Mitchell, and Johnson when we return. Matt Terzola, the shortstop, set to lead things off here in the 7th. Baldwin Wallace on top by 4. He gets a bunt down the third baseline. Carinci touches it in foul territory. And it's an 0-1 count on Terzola. Terzola on the day, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. His only hit was a single. Wind is really whipping now and blowing out. Called strike to Terzola from Miller, and it brings the count to 0-2. Oliver Miller retired the 3 batters he faced in the 6th. Back out for his 2nd inning of work after an effective first frame. The 0-2. Slider misses outside. And the count goes to 1-2 on the Baldwin Wallace shortstop. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 81-mile-an-hour slider off that outside corner. He got Terzola reaching for it, and that is the first out of the inning.
Up to bat, second baseman number 23, Grant Mitchell.
So one away now for Grant Mitchell. Mitchell hitting a .256. That one lined down the line in left, and that'll get down for extra bases. Cut off out there by Smith. He gets it in pretty quickly. Smith has got a good arm, but it's up the line. And Mitchell, first pitch swing against Miller, picks up a double.
Up to bat, first baseman number 10, Harrison Johnson.
Second hit of the game for Mitchell, who's singled back in the fourth. And now Harrison Johnson, the first baseman, will be the batter, with one out and a runner in scoring position. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. And a little outside, and it's 1-1. In the air, deep towards left center, and over to get it is Trout. Holding at second is Mitchell. Nice job by Trout to track that one down. You know, that's one, I think if you're Mitchell looking back on it, you probably needed to be halfway there. Or, pardon me, you probably needed, well, I guess he's doing the right. He went halfway down the line. That's a ball that hits the gap. But if you're tagging or at least a little closer to the base on that one, yeah, I probably one he should have tried to tag a bit more because, again, when it's hit that deep, if that drops in, he's probably scoring either way. As Cood now the batter with 2 outs and a runner at second, swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. And 0-2. In the dirt, and that'll get away. Wild pitch will move Mitchell up 90 feet to third base. Again, you know, you're the Spartans. You're running out of outs here a little bit, and you certainly would love to get through this inning if you're Miller without another run crossing the plate. Keep it at a 4-run game. Here's his 2-2. Well outside, ball 3. Full count 3-2 on Cood. You're also facing the 9-hitter in Cood, who, granted, has swung the bat well today. 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a ground out. Three-two pitch. And just outside, ball 4. Came with a backdoor slider that missed.
Now batting, left field, number 45, Joey Marisek.
So back to the top of the lineup. Marisek, first pitch swinging, lines that one foul. And it's an 0-1 count. Ground ball. Second base. Flip over to short in time to get the out. And that will end the inning. Good job by Miller to keep Baldwin Wallace off the board, and we'll move to the bottom of the 7th in a 4-run game. Top of the order for the Spartans, who will look to put a dent in this lead. It is Anderson, Harms, and Camphausen due up when we return. Jack Anderson 0 for 3, looking to get things started here. And that one misses in, and it's 1-0. As Anderson had a duck out of the way of that one. Jack's reached now in 51 consecutive games going back to last season. And that streak in slight jeopardy here. He takes that down low. You know, Jack had, again, that incredible weekend last weekend. Reached base 18 times in his 22 plate appearances. Of those 4 he didn't reach, one was sacrifice fly. The maybe most impressive thing about Jack's weekend, as he takes strike 1, 2-1, was the walks, if you ask me. It's the fact that he walked 9 times in 22 plate appearances. And they'll say he went around there, couldn't hold up, 2-2. Mascarino back out on the mound. He has thrown 82 pitches now with nobody out here in the 7th, so he is looking great on the hill. A good spot to at least get through this inning. Anderson muscles that one off foul, and it's 2-2. Really, for Mascarino, with the exclusion of a couple of long balls from Dane Camphausen and Nick Harms, who have been doing that to opposing pitching all year long, he has looked fantastic. That one swung on. Ground ball is short, backhanded. Throw goes on to first. It's low, and it's not in time as it's in the dirt. That'll be an error on the throw, allowing Anderson to reach. And Jack Anderson is on at first. Take another look at that one, see if see the scoring on that. Now Nick Harms, the batter, who homered in his last at bat. He takes a called first strike, 0-1. Fouled off by Harms, and it's 0-2. So Anderson on to lead the inning off. Good chance for him to maybe get in motion here as Harms pops that one foul. If you're going to steal and you're Jack Anderson here, you have to know that you're going to get to second base. And again, he's got a propensity to do that. He's stolen six of his last, or he stole 6 bases on 6 attempts last week. He's 14 for 15 on the season. He's going here. Great jump, but that's fouled back by Harms, and the count stays at 0-2. So Anderson will retreat. Jack has been running the bases unbelievably this year. Chopper foul down the first base side. So still 0-2 on Harms. Harms hit 2 home runs when these two teams played each other back in March. Almost 2 months ago now. March 9th they played each other. Hard to believe. 0-2 on the way to Harms. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back foot slider once again gets Harms. And that will be the first out of the inning. So that'll bring Dane Camphausen to the plate. And I said the wild thing right now about Dane is that I would be as surprised if he didn't hit a home run as I did if he hit one. It is wild the stretch he is in right now. It's his 3rd straight game with 2 home runs. He's hit 2 monster shots today. First pitch, a pitch out, and it's taken up high for a ball, 1-0. You know, you can't intentionally walk Dane here with a 4-run lead, but you can certainly pitch to him very carefully. Fastball catches the inside corner. Looked to be a little inside. Count goes to 1-1. Dane has hit 2 monster shots today. The first one went 474 feet. As that one thrown away, and moving up to second base is Anderson on the errant pickoff attempt. So now Jack Anderson in scoring position, and let's see if Dane Camphausen shortens that swing up here. They're giving him the entire right side of the infield. Dane's certainly capable of poking a ball that way, and I would be curious here if Dane shortens up the swing and tries to just go with the ball. Here's the 1-1. Well outside, 2-1. If you're going to play Dane this way, you've got to pitch him inside, I think, in this situation, which plays to Dane's strength. That misses down and out, and it's 3-1. You know, you're playing him to pull. You've sort of have to pitch him to pull, and that's the conundrum here if you're a pitcher, is that if you're going to try to get Dane out, and he does have a propensity to strike out, you've got to work him away. That one catches the inside, upper inside corner. And the count goes full, 3-2. About to be the 96th pitch of the game for Mascarino, who will set and deliver. Runner goes, and the pitch is down and away, ball 4. Anderson slides into third, and he's safe. So a walk and a stolen base. Runners on the corners now. Tyler Stilson to the plate. The potential game-tying run is in the on-deck circle all of a sudden for the Spartans. By the way, that stolen base was the 3rd of the game for the Spartans. It was the team's 96th stolen base of the season, and that matches the program's single-season record. Ground ball, third base side, through for a base hit for Stilson. Camphausen will head towards third. Stilson pulls into second with a double, and the Spartans now have the potential game-tying run coming to the plate here. It's now a 9-6 game. And now Franco Alonso will be the batter. Alonso already with a double today. Couple base hits for Alonso, and that might be it for Mascarino, who's now up to 97 pitches. That is not head coach Brian Harrison coming out. We'll see if they make the change. Alonso 2 for 3 in the game. By the way, spoke about the stolen bases for the Spartans and how they've tied the record. The other interesting thing in terms of these Spartans and steals, Case Western Reserve has now stolen successfully on their last 37 attempts. That is dating back over the last 2 weeks or so. So the Spartans continuing to not just attempt steals, but to do so successfully. Big opportunity here for Franco Alonso. 1 out, 2 in scoring position with the Spartans down 3. First pitch, Alonso hits that in the air, down the line and right. Play will be made out there for the catch. Camphausen tags. The throw will be cut off, and it'll be a sacrifice fly for Franco Alonso, and it's now a 2-run game. Alonso gets his first RBI of the day. That is his 21st of the season. Stilson moves up to third as well. And now Zach Carinci, a big at-bat coming here, as he can make this a 1-run game with a base hit. Carinci already 2 for 3 today, a double and a single. The Spartans with 10 hits in the game. And the first pitch fastball outside corner in the 99th offering of the day from Mascarino, and it's an 0-1 count on Carinci. Now the 0-1 pitch. And he fouls that one off, and he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. This might be the last batter of the day either way for Mascarino, who just hit the century mark. Trying to get through this inning with just the 2 runs across. Here's the 0-1. 0-2, excuse me, up high, 1-2. One-two pitch. Down and away, 2-2. Carinci, with the 2 hits, has his average up to .316 for the season. 2-2 offering. Down and away, ball 3, full count 3-2. So after Carinci fell behind 0-2, he takes 3 straight balls. There's now a full count with 2 away and a runner at third. A walk here would put the potential game-tying run on the base paths with Matt Trout out on deck. The 3-2 to Carinci. And he can't hold up, and that'll be strike 3, and the inning is over. So Carinci down swinging. Mascarino works out of the frame, gives up 2 more runs, though. The Spartans are back within 2. It's now 9-7. As we move to the 8th, due up this inning, 2, 3, and 4 in the Baldwin Wallace lineup. Carinci, Rittlinger, Nyrider, and West when we return. New pitcher on the mound for the Spartans is the first-year lefty Anton Sabo, whose first pitch misses outside. He'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Baldwin Wallace. It'll be Justin Carinci, followed by Dennis Rittlinger, Nightrider, and Colin West. Here in the 8th, with the Spartans down by just 2 all of a sudden, 9-7 the score. That went a little outside, and it's 2-0 on Carinci, who has a home run today. Day is done for Oliver Miller, who gave the Spartans 2 solid innings. 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs allowed. At 82-mile-an-hour fastball catches the outside corner. It's 2-1 on Carinci. Justin Carinci from Ontario. Again, not to be confused with Zach Carinci from Twinsburg. I was talking with Zach before the game as the count goes 3-1. He said he and Justin actually spoke at one point, I believe, down in South Carolina, and they actually traced a common relative, even though they pronounce their names differently. That one catches for a called strike, 3-2. Three-two pitch now. Sabo comes set and delivers, and that's fouled off. That'll stay at 3-2. Again, I believe the day is done for Matt Mascarino, and another solid outing for him. Gave Baldwin Wallace 7 innings. Swing and a miss there. 87-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 3. So Carinci down swinging. That'll bring up Rittlinger Nightrider to the plate. Mascarino, if his day is done, 7 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. He struck out 6, walked 2. Ground ball hit towards the middle. Alonso circles it but can't handle it, and everyone is safe. There'll be an error on Alonso. You could see what Franco was trying to do there. He tried to get behind the ball and field it straight up, and just never really got his feet set when he was fielding it, and the ball just popped out of his glove. It looks like now we'll get a pinch hitter here, and this will be Nathan Zinn to the plate, pinch hitting for Colin West. So Zinn will be the pinch hitter. Zinn hitting at 302 on the year. Pitch misses outside for a ball from Zinn, and it's 1-0. Sabo out of Falcon Heights, Minnesota. Swing and a miss, 1-1. I always thought the Minnesota folk were supposed to be hockey players, not baseball players. Sabo comes set, working from the stretch in the third base side of the rubber. Swing and a miss. He's got some swings and misses on that fastball so far today. Sabo, who attended Roseville Area High School, 6'4", 220-pound first-year player. He's making his 8th appearance out of the bullpen, 2-0 with a 6.75 ERA. He was the pitcher who picked up the win in the UAA clinching game. Came out of the bullpen in that 25-18 game against Brandeis on Saturday. Pickoff attempt, and just missed him. Not by much. Did Rittlinger Nightrider dive back in there ahead of that tag. Just up and out with the fastball, 2-2. Two-two from Sabo. Another throw over to first. Ritlinger Nyrider has stolen 5 bases on 8 attempts this season. Not a ton of steals to his name. Baldwin Wallace has not been active on the base pass, although running here is swing and a miss for the strike. Throw down to second. The tag is in time for the out. A strike him out, throw him out, double play, and that'll end the inning. Well, the Spartans, who continue to control the opponent's running game, get the strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the 8th, and we'll move along into the bottom of the frame with the Spartans down just 2. Bottom of the order, Trout, Smith, and Arterburn due up. Case Western Reserve trying to inch back closer in this one when we return. New pitcher on the mound for Baldwin Wallace will be Patrick Straub, who is in his first year with the Yellow Jackets after playing 4 seasons at Ohio University. Straub, the senior out of Naperville, Illinois. So far this season has been good, a hard thrower as well. Straub 2-3 on the year with a 3.74 ERA through 14 appearances, including 8 starts. He's got a pair of saves. Straub has thrown 53 innings. He's allowed 55 hits for a 256 average. He has struck out 45, walked 15. Straub was the starter against the Spartans down in Lexington, South Carolina, and Case Western Reserve got to him in that game. 7 runs allowed on 7 hits. He struck out 6, didn't walk a batter. But he did allow 3 home runs in that game, 2 to Nick Harms and 1 to Jack Anderson. And we'll see here with Straub what he does today. Looking for a little revenge after taking the loss in that 8-3 win by the Spartans. Here he'll come in trying to protect a 2-run lead late in the game, and we'll have the bottom of the Spartan order facing him, Trout, Smith, and Arterburn. And then should any of those batters reach, right back into the meat of the Case Western Reserve order. It's a 2-run game, 9-7 the score. The Spartans trailed by as many as 7 in this one. They were down 9-2 after 4.5 innings, but found their way back into the game as the first pitch to Trout at 90-mile-an-hour fastball down and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And the slider misses down and away, 2-0. That's what you're going to get from Straub. Fastball, slider, hard fastball, hard slider. Trout at the plate, trying to get on to lead off the inning. Swings and misses at the 91-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. Good pitch there from Straub, 2-1. Trout 0 for 2 today with a walk. He struck out twice. Again, homers in back-to-back games entering today. And gets the end of the bat on that one. Fouls it off, 2-2. That was the slider down and away. Maybe a curve there from Straub. Either way, a breaking pitch fouled off. And let's see if he tries to get Trout reaching for another one, or if he comes back with that up and in fastball maybe. 2-2 the pitch. Straub from the stretch. He'll set and deliver. Down and away for ball 3, 3-2. So full count on Trout with Jay Smith waiting out on deck. The 3-2 from Straub. And it's popped up. Shallow right. Charging in is the right fielder, and making the catch in right field is Carinci for the first out. So Trout down on the fly out. Jay Smith will now be the batter. Smith, a hard hit ball his last time up on a line out to right. He's 0 for 3 in the game. with an RBI on a fielder's choice. Drove in the first run of the game for the Spartans back in the second inning. They'll pinch in third base here with Smith, who swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. They're giving Jay a lot of room down that third baseline. Ground ball, first base side, bobbled by the first baseman, but knocked right to the bag. And Johnson will take it there himself for the second out. So 2 gone now. And the batter is Nate Arterburn. And it looks like we'll actually get a pinch hitter here. Logan Andraco will pinch hit for Arterburn. So Andraco will be the pinch hitter for Arterburn. Curious to see what the Spartans do defensively in the ninth. They certainly have the option to keep Andraco in the game and maybe move Trout to shortstop, although he has not played there much in his career. Well, excuse me, swing down the first baseline. It'll stay fair and out at first as the tag is applied. And Straub will work through a 1-2-3-8 and move us to the ninth. It's 9-7 the score. The Spartans trail by 2. English followed by Terzola and Mitchell due up when we return. Some defensive changes for the Spartans as Charlie Dickey comes into the game to play short for Case Western Reserve, and taking over on the mound is the first-year Southpaw Jeff Radinsky. Radinsky's had a couple of nice outings in a row on the year. 10 appearances, no record, and a 6.35 ERA. He has, through 11 1/3 innings, he's allowed 8 runs, all of them earned, but just 7 hits. He has walked 6 and struck out 18 in 11 1/3. Opponents hitting just 179 against Radinsky. Again, Radinsky, another pitcher for the Spartans who, when you look at the numbers, the ERA in particular does not look great, but that doesn't necessarily indicate how well he has pitched at times. And we'll come in here with the goal of keeping this as a 2-run game with the top of the Spartan order due up next inning. This is a big inning for Radinsky. Radinsky has struck out 9 batters now over his last 3 1/3 innings. That included 4 strikeouts in an inning and a third against Brandeis his last time out, during which he gave up a run on 2 hits and walked 1. That was in that 25-18 game. So Radinsky, the southpaw from Port Washington, New York, a first-year pitcher. First pitch on the way, outside corner with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's an 0-1 count. Noah English at the plate. English 2 for 4 with a triple and a home run. He's driven into and scored 2. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Fastball down low, so it's a 1-2 count. Popped up foul. 88-mile-an-hour fastball in the strike zone, middle and on the outside portion of the plate. Boy, if you're Radinsky here, maybe throw a breaking pitch, backdoor breaking ball. After that fastball, try to get English to swing over something. 1-2 on the way. And he misses up and out with a high fastball, and it's 2-2. I think at some point here you're going to have to try to mix it up here if you're Radinsky. Let's see what he comes with. 2-2. There's the fastball again. Fouled away. 2-2. Radinsky generates a lot of velocity for a young man who's not tall of stature. 5'9", 155 pounds, but could get it in there in the upper 80s. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and there's the changeup. And a good pitch there for Radinsky, who left that in the strike zone. But did a good job changing speeds there. Well, you know, there's all the different ways to get a guy out. If you're a pitcher, you could change speeds. You could get him with velocity. You could get him with movement, with location. That time, change of speed for Radinsky, the key. That one, an 87-mile-an-hour fastball that hits Terzola, the shortstop. And he's hit by the pitch, so the one-out base runner for Baldwin Wallace. Again, if you're the Jello Jackets, with the top of the Spartan order due up here, is we'll get a pinch hitter here. For Mitchell. This will be Brandon Gelpy coming to the plate. Pardon me, Gelpy for Mitchell. So Gelpy pinch hitting here, batting at .244 on the year. Pickoff attempt at first, not in time. Terzola has stolen 6 bases on his main attempt, so they called a balk. So a balk will move the runner up. Matt Englander is going to want some clarification on that as he'll come out from the dugout. Let's see. Sometimes you could see from the communication what the umpires, they'll sort of demonstrate what the pitcher did. Didn't really get a hint there. See if we could see anything in the video replay here in a second. And I think they said he came towards the plate. As that misses for ball. So 1-0 the count now on Gelpy with the runner at second. I think what they said on that balk was that Radinsky had started towards the plate. He didn't make a clear movement towards first. Taken down low. 2-0. See if Radinsky can walk the tightrope a bit this inning. That ball hit in the air deep towards left center. Charging in is Smith, and he'll make the catch. 2 gone. Big second out there for Radinsky. So 2 gone now, and that will bring the lefty Harrison Johnson to the plate. Johnson 1 for 3 in the game. First baseman awaits the first pitch. It's a fastball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Anderson. 1-0. Radinsky has held lefties to a 154 average this season coming into the game. 2 for 13 against him. Jack Anderson, the veteran catcher, taking a walk out to the mound to have a talk with Radinsky. We're in the top of the ninth, 9-7 the score. Baldwin Wallace leading. The Yellow Jackets trying to add on here, knowing that they'll have to contend with Anderson, Harms, Camphausen, Stilson to begin the next inning. It's popped up. Left field, Smith battling the wind, lines it up, makes the catch, and the inning is over. And so the Spartans will head into the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for Case Western Reserve, but the top of the order will have a chance to even it and or give the Spartans the win. It'll be Anderson, Harms, and Camphausen due up when we return. Last chance for the Spartans, down two as we head to the ninth. It'll be Jack Anderson, Nick Harms, and Dane Camphausen coming to the plate against Patrick Straub. And again, remember, Harms due up second, homer twice against Straub when these two teams played each other back in March, so that will be an interesting matchup to watch. Anderson also homered against Straub when the two teams played each other in March. And Jack Anderson will now stride to the plate here. Well, Anderson, who reached base on an error his last time up and came around to score a run, in danger of seeing his 51-game streak of reaching base. Technically, the error does not count as having reached base. And so this streak could come to an end here should Jack Anderson not reach. We'll see if he has a little ninth-inning magic to get the team going. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball. It breaks up and in. And it's a 1-0 count on Anderson. Jack now hitting at .367 for the season. 11 hits shy of .300 for his career. Just 9 players in Division III history with .300 career hits. Jack's got a shot. Swings and foul tips that one back. Appears at this point it would have to come in the postseason, but the Spartans know that they'll have at least 3 more games left. They'll play Sunday against John Carroll and then at least 2 in the postseason. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Down and away, 2-1. Slider missed that time. Two-one on the way to Anderson. Straub sets and delivers. And Anderson swings, hits that deep towards right field. Going back is Carinci, still going back and on the track, makes the catch. One away allowed out there for Jack Anderson. And there is one gone, and now Nick Harms to the plate. Harms 2 for 4 in the game. A double and a home run today for Harms. Hitting here with the bases empty and 1 away in the ninth in a 2-run game. Dane Camphausen looming out on deck. First pitch. That's down low for a ball, 1-0. You would imagine Harms is going to see some pitches to hit here from Straub, with Camphausen representing the potential game-tying run in the on-deck circle. Harms falls behind 2-0, and the question becomes now 2-0, how aggressive are you if you're Nick Harms in this situation? Knowing that Dane Camphausen is red hot on deck. The 2-0. Swung on, chopper towards second, takes an awkward hop, played nicely by the new second baseman Druschel, and he throws on to first in time to get the out, and now the Spartans are down to their final out as Dane Camphausen steps to the plate. In a situation where he cannot tie the game with one swing. So Camphausen with 2 away and the bases empty. He's homered twice today. He's been on base 3 times. He's scored 3 runs. First pitch to Camphausen. Swung on, ground ball towards short, backhanded. Long throw to first is offline and safe as Camphausen. That'll be an infield hit for Dane. It took a nice play at short, or that was the second baseman who made the play. It'll go as an infield hit for Camphausen, and now Tyler Stilson will come to the plate representing the potential game-tying run. And, you know, we talk about how hot Dane Camphausen has been. Well, Tyler Stilson has been red hot as well. He hit 3 home runs over the weekend against Brandeis, and now will step to the plate representing the potential game-tying run. Josiah Harris will be the pinch runner at first base. They'll give him second, and he will take it. That will be defensive indifference. So not a stolen base for Harris. Again, a little bit surprised the Spartans decided to run for Harris, with Harris there for Camphausen. Reason being, that run is sort of irrelevant right now. You know, I think you could have left Dane in the game, and now should you tie this game here, again, some work to go for that, but if you tie this game here, you don't have Dane Camphausen in your lineup anymore. That being said, the Spartans will be happy to send this one to extra innings at this point. Down 2 with 2 outs in the 9th. And we got a balk. So that'll give Harris third base. Again, that runner irrelevant to a certain extent. If you're Straub, your focus has to be on the plate, where Tyler Stilson awaits you. Stilson had a hit in 4 at-bats the first time they played Baldwin Wallace. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. Stilson lost his elbow guard. He'll put that back on quickly. Franco Alonso waiting out on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that gets away. Coming in to score is Harris on a pass ball. It'll be an unearned run. And now it's 9-8. So 2-1 now to Stilson. Down and away, 3-1. A walk here would bring Franco Alonso to the plate, representing the potential game-winning run. The 3-1 from Straub. And the fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Good pitch from Straub right on the black. And we've got a full count, 3-2. 3-2, 2 away, bases empty in the 9th in a 1-run game. Straub comes set. Here's the pitch. And it's swung on in the air, down the line, right field. Could be trouble, and it will drop in foul territory. And we'll get another 3-2 pitch coming. That one was very close to dropping in for a hit. Instead, it will just reset everyone. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, hit softly down the third base side, gloved by English, and they'll say a foul ball. Yep, so the umpire in the field saw that hit off of Stilson's foot. And again, a good job by the umpires to sort that out rather than let it linger on the field. And that has been, let me tell you, Eric Dickey, the umpire in the field, has done that a couple times today. He's been excellent out there. You don't say that enough about umpires, but he deserves credit. 3-2. Inside ball 4. And Franco Alonso will come to the plate with the tying run on the base paths. And Tyler Stilson. Stilson has stolen 7 bases on 8 attempts this season. And we will get a pinch runner here for Stilson. That will be Sean Donahue. So Donahue in as the pinch runner. Donahue with 4 stolen bases on 5 attempts this season. He'll be held on here, representing the potential game-tying run. Alonso at the plate awaits the first pitch, swings and loops it foul, 0-1. Franco 2 for 3 in the game with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Had a sacrifice fly in his last at-bat. One of his hits was a double. A double here with the runner going could tie this game. The 0-1. Down and low. 1-1. No doubles defense for Baldwin Wallace, playing deep in the outfield against Alonso and guarding the corners in the infield. They will make sure a ball stays in front of them if Alonso hits it. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Zach Carinci waiting out on deck. He's hoping to get a shot here if Alonso can't hit a home run here to win it. The 2-1. Breaking ball down Main Street, and that's a called strike. 2-2, and the Spartans are down to their final strike. Two on the way to Franco Alonso. Straub from the stretch delivers. Fouled off. 2-2 still. Run across in the 8th for the Spartans. They have now scored 6 unanswered runs after falling behind by 7. Trying to get one more across. Donahue takes the lead from first. 2-2 pitch, 2 away in the 9th. Straub sets and delivers. Runner goes. The pitch hits him. And Alonso is hit by the pitch, and that will put the go-ahead run on the base pass for Zach Carinci. So Carinci coming to the plate. 2 for 4 in the game, including a double. With Alonso's speed at first, the double could win it for the Spartans. Carinci looks down to third to get the signs from Matt Englander. A base hit here should tie it. Carinci, who had the walk-off home run against Wittenberg earlier in the year. Runners will go. The pitch is taken for a ball, and both runners move up. And now a base hit could win the game for the Spartans. Double steal for Alonso and Donahue. That is the program record now for stolen bases in a season. The dugout for Baldwin Wallace was asking if it was a strike, but it was a ball at the plate. And so 1-0 count now on Carinci with a chance to win the game for the Spartans. The 1-0. Swung on, ground ball to third. Smothered by English, but he can't hold on, and everybody is safe, and the Spartans tie the game. Zach Carinci with the game-tying infield single. And now Case Western Reserve, a chance to win it. So Matt Trout will be the hitter and a chance to walk it off for the Spartans. Trout 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts today. Carinci, the runner at first, we'll see if he's running. They'll give him second base. And Trout takes that pitch outside for ball 1. So another defensive indifference there moves the runner up. Two and 0. So we're all even at 9. The 2-0 pitch. 3 and 0. Jay Smith waiting out on deck. Ball 4, and that will load the bases. So Smith coming to the plate, nowhere to put Jay Smith. He can win the game here, should he reach. He'll bat with the bases loaded for the second time today. He grounded into a fielder's choice that drove in a run back in the second inning. Trying to bookend his day with RBIs. Smith now 2 for 7 this year with the bases loaded, including the RBI ground out earlier. First pitch from Straub. Smith, line drive, base hit, the Spartans win! Jay Smith gives the Spartans a walk-off win. Case Western Reserve will celebrate. They trailed by 7, they win by 1. 10-9 the final. Unbelievable. What a win for the Spartans, who come away with the walk-off. Jay Smith, the game-winning RBI single. What a day for the Spartans. 10-9 the final. Woo, what a game. Baldwin Wallace will drop to 23-13 on the season with the loss. Case Western Reserve now 26-12-1. The win goes to Jeff Radinsky. For Radinsky, that will be his first career win. Congratulations to Jeff. No save. The loss goes to Patrick Straub out of the bullpen. Second loss of the season for Straub this season against the Spartans. He is 2-4 overall. The game lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes. And attendance here was 187. We want to thank everyone once again for joining us today. A reminder that we'll be back with you on Sunday as Case Western Reserve will take on John Carroll. That game scheduled for noon. Once again, the Spartans win. Walk-off base hit for Jay Smith. And Case Western Reserve comes away with the win. We'll see you later. Final score once again, 10-9, the Spartans beating Baldwin Wallace.